Greetings, I'm Pillar Nexus Andrew Gladiator. Today with a new series I'm starting called The First Few Rounds, where, like Showdown, it's kind of here's how the game's played. But this is for games that are actually more than two players, because as much as I like doing the two-player duels, the back and forth of that, I really just want to do more. Here's the here's how the game might flow early on. So we'll do the first few rounds or so of this game. And also, it's to help keep the rules at the top of my head so that when I actually do want to run the game, which I'm aiming to do this weekend, I, I've got it down at least 90%. Alright, so everyone's got their starting developments, everyone's got their starting mission, their starting event card, starting mineral, their starting ships. Alright. The galaxy is set up, or universe, whatever. So now it's just to get things started with the first player, which will be Minmatar. What I'm going to do with Minmatar is start out with their build action. And we'll spend the 4 money that we start with, the 1 titanium that I started with, and we'll have another ship. We'll take the saber, and that's the only build action I get to do this round. If I had more to work with, Caldari is also going to start out with their build action because they started with Pyrite. And they have, at least 5 build points and 4 money. They're going to start the game with the customs office so that future upkeep is more money. Okay, Amar's going to go ahead and not bother waiting and just get moving already. We'll go ahead and move to this one. Okay. So this is either a 5 money kickback or it's 5 cheaper to build a structure there. Usually there's little things that should be kind of clearer about what it is when you discover. Okay. I think that's going to fall to building. Build. Okay. Let's see. And this is why I'm trying to do this, is so I don't have to take all day looking things up. Alright. Okay, build structures. Discount structure slots. If it shows any money, minerals, points, then it reduces the cost. So you don't get any change, but it means building there. Just saves you the financial trouble. We don't own this system yet, though. We have to claim it. Galante, they're going to use their first free action. Let's see. Do we need to buy anything? Do we want to... Let's see here. Could always look into buying materials. I guess they'll just follow the current trend of exploration. But they're gonna move to set up their border with Minmatar. So they're going to move over here. Something very important to remember after moving is exhaust your fleet. So, exhausted fleet token for Amarr. Exhausted fleet token for Galante. And then they also get 2 discovery tokens. The discovery tokens are for revealing the system, even if you don't claim it. So, and then everybody starts with the same 2 kinds of ships. One with the utility functions and one with the defense special and the... when it reveals an explored system, you can draw an additional discovery token and then return one to the bag to keep the others. Okay, so 2 minerals. One component, 4 money. The component is already worth quite a bit. Just generally thinking forward, having this to sell for the money, and then having materials to work with this turn, it's probably what I'll end up keeping. There were no asteroid spots to worry about. So we go ahead and get the tokens that match. Alright. 1 component. And then 2 non-red minerals. I already have Maxilon. We trade... Get minerals of the same kind and then trade them. What else am I looking for? Pyrite for structure building. What else can I do with some of these? Now if I get one of each type, I can either trade them in for more research, or an event, or mission. Let's remember what everyone's missions are here in a little bit. Well, we'll go ahead and get one of each that I don't already have. So pyrite, tritanium. Okay. Yeah, I have all the I have all the cards face up because um, it's just hard to keep track of stuff, and it's not like I really need to hide anything from me. But this is so that I know what I'm trying to do with each faction here. So that's everyone's doing their first action. Minotaur's second free action. They're going to move. They're going to go straight ahead with this fleet. And because they're going into there with a fleet of at least 3 strength, they can claim it without needing to worry about taking the claim action. Which is why I did that. So yeah, Minotaur is in control. Again, we're using the ship that for this faction will do it. So we'll draw an extra discovery tile. Alright, 1, 2. Okay, 2 minerals or a moon component or moon material. I mean, I've got a planet with moon. I've got moon material here. If I focus on collecting moon material, it sells decently, and it goes with the medium ships. So we'll go with that. We'll take the moon material. And then goes there. And then we also draw an asteroid token. Alright. Lots of pyrite. Cool. Alright. So that was the second action. Caldari is going to go ahead and move. Are they concerned about the border? They just want to push forward. Go ahead and just go down the middle. Alright, let's get their complete exhausted token out. Okay. So there's moon material. There's 2 discovery, and again, it's the frigate that gets to draw an extra discovery tile. So 1, 2, come on. Minerals or money? Extra money right now would be nice, but I think minerals, considering how little we've got, would be a little bit better. Losing my token underneath the thing that I have to prop up the camera. Great. Here. Let's see here. Come on. There we go. So extra minerals to work with. Alright. So everyone's fleet has moved. No one has any ships available, so there's not going to be any moving for the rest of this round. Okay. Amara will claim their system. Galente will claim their system. And then it swings back around to Minmatar with their third action. So what can we do here? Trade. If we've got... Trade the moon material for some money. Going into the next turn. Or we can force the extract. Because without the refinery, there's not a whole lot we can... We won't get the automatic upkeep extract. So maybe it's worth taking the action and just extracting the moon material. So, grab another token out of the tray. And now we have two of them. Caldari... Since they took their sweet ass time, will claim theirs with their last action. Okay. Amar hasn't spent their money at all this turn. Could buy some material. Do some thinking forward here. They're going to look at structures going forward. And to do that, they're going to need pyrite. They can do a... Where'd that one come from? Okay. They can do their trade action. And spend 3 money to buy a pyrite. It's a better deal if you wait till you have more money, but sometimes you just need it sooner rather than later. And finally, Galante is going to probably do something similar. They've got one of each. Maybe something to look into is accelerating research. So they're going to use their last action and trade. No, not trade. Manufacture. So they're going to do their set of minerals and get 2 research. That will go onto a development that they will reveal immediately. And it'll be either the mineral market or utility systems or lobbyist. I think they're going to go for lobbyist. Each time another player gets victory points, get an equal amount of money. Or, that's good early on. I mean, considering they're starting out with Mexilin in the first place, maybe mineral market might be the key. Use and change one basic mineral to another basic mineral. I think that's what they're going to go with. Of course, they don't have any basic minerals at the moment. Alright. So now it is down to paid actions. No one has the money to do a paid action, so everyone's going to pass. And then we go to upkeep. Alright. Thankfully, the game is helpfully summarized in a bunch of cards. Okay. So, refresh action cubes. All these go back to where they were. Remind the Amara player not to grab a cube out of his tray for the actions. I don't know how I did that. Shoot. All the exhausted fleets are not exhausted any further. Let's put over here. Probably need them again. Let's see. Draw mineral cards from asteroid belts. So, Minmatar gets a Tritanium and 2 Pyrite. Start looking into structures. Caldari gets their Pyrite. Amarr gets their Tritanium. Gallente gets their Mexilon. I don't think anyone is at 12 minerals, so it shouldn't be a thing to worry about, but it is a thing to remember. Gain money based on your faction panel and any customs offices. So Minmatar gets 4. Caldari gets 6 because they planned on that. Amarr gets 4 with the one they have left that puts them at 5. Gallente didn't spend any money, so their 4 puts them at 8. Alright. Place research tokens as shown as your faction card, plus 1 for every engineering complex. So everyone's gonna get 3. Let's go ahead and just probably end up grabbing a few 3s, but also some singles as well, because it's entirely possible to want to split them up. I know Minmatar is probably looking at getting some cheaper structures, so let's work on the materials efficiency and also asteroid mining. Caldari is trying to focus on medium ships. Amarr is going to work on their intelligence network. And Gallente is going to focus on the technological breakthrough. Okay. All developments that were used are now available again. So far, the only person with a development card that can be used is the Gallente with her mineral market. So, is it Gallente or Galent? Is the E silent? Am I being silly? Alright. And finally, perform raids. Nobody is in that realm yet. VPs for domination. No one is at 5. Until someone hits 5 or someone hits the center, no one's getting domination for a while. Okay. First player token passes, so it has Caldari going first. Alright, so they've got a new system under their belt, a fleet that's ready to continue exploring. What are they going to do? I'm thinking their engineering complex. Put in an engineering complex or put in a refinery. Let's go ahead and build. They're going to build a refinery in the system. It's going to cost their 5 build points. 5 of their 6. It's going to cost at least 1 pyrite. And it's going to cost 4 money. So pyrite back to the tray. They go down to $2. And now every upkeep, they'll have that. Amarr is probably thinking along similar lines. Like, hey, let's take care of this. So they're going to go ahead and build their one pyrite. And because they're building in the discount spot, they do it for free. In terms of money, it still costs a build points in the mineral, but it's something. Glinte. You know what? Before Caldari and Amar did their actions, they're just going to go ahead and flip their research so that Caldari now has medium hull ships available. And Amar now has an intelligence network. Every time another player uses an event card, gain $2. Okay. Alright. Glinte does not have pyrite for the structure building, but they do have the mineral market. So before they take their action, they're going to use it, turn the Mexilon into pyrite, and then take the build action and put a refinery there and spend their $4 for that. And there's no more using that market for the rest of this round. Alright. And now we're on to Minmatar. Building a structure takes a lot of build points. So they're probably not going to be building a whole lot like they want to. However, yeah, they're just going to just follow the trend. Screw it. Build action. Spend the 4 money and the pyrite. And also set up a refinery. Because in every freaking 4X game, you gotta shore up your resources. Your ability to make resources, to do it faster, better. To get to where you really need to be. There's the first action for the round. Caldari is rather short on money, but hey, there's always one thing to do, and that is continue exploring the universe, because might as well. So we can push deeper towards the center. And why not? Why not just go for it? Alright. So we're going to move in there. It's going to exhaust the fleet. They're getting 2 + 1 + 1 discovery tokens to work with. 3 structure slots. Alright. Let's see what we find there. Yeah, never stop exploring, because you're going to find stuff that's going to save you a lot of trouble later. We have money, and more money. So obviously we're going to take the most money possible and get 11. I want to use my actual coins for this game when I do this on the weekend. Alright. I also discover asteroids. Alright. Ooh. Finally get the Morphite for once. Okay. Amar They still have to claim it though, but there's still a third action for them. All right, Amar. They already built. It's kind of annoying. Just use that money on something else then. Let's see what we got minerals wise. We got 2 tritanium. Okay. Well, let's look at what we can do with the tritanium. Build ships. It's 4 money per ship for the small ships. I might need to. Let's... Get moon material. Trade. And build up, just mass the moon material and then sell it across with the trade action. There's a way to just mass up money. Or we just continue exploring. Why not? And just keep on pushing towards the center with that fleet. Cool. They'll be exhausted. Okay. And again, with the discovery ship. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Keeping 2. 2, 3. Alright. So mission or event. Moon material, minerals. We'll probably go ahead and get minerals because we're so short on those. And we'll get the event or mission. So we'll go ahead and draw a mission card. So, Elite Squad. Move a fleet with exactly 7 strength. Reward, get a VP, and immediately remove the fleet exhausted token from that fleet. So that'll be something to work towards. And then 2 minerals. We've got tritanium. Let's complete the set. Complete the set. For later. Alright. Okay. And then that gets an asteroid. We finally have access to Maxilon. Alright. Glint. What do I want to do here? We'll just stick close to home and just continue discovering what's close by. So we've got another discovery token, another asteroid. We'll do the asteroid token first, it's alright. More Maxilon, yay. And then, because they have the Discovery Frigate, moon material, or another card. I think having more mission options is always nice. But let's explore the event deck instead. Regroup. Choose a revealed system with no enemy ships or citadels. You may move any number of ships from adjacent systems into it. Okay, so that's an option for later. And that goes back in. And finally, Minmatar. Before they do Yeah, they forgot to because I'm dumb. Your structure build costs are each reduced by one. If I had thought about it, I would have saved myself $1 from building the structure last turn. But now there's the actual action to think about. Just keep on moving, I guess. Because I don't have to worry about claiming because I have 3 strength in the fleet. So we're going to push forward. See what we find. Okay. It will be here. They have enough strength to auto-claim the system. And then they're exhausted. Okay. We'll get 3 discovery tokens. Keep one. Let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3. We've got place control token in the system. Well, obviously I don't need that. But I'll be nice enough to put it back in the bag for the next player. 5 money and 2 research. We'll go ahead and get the 2 research onto Underdog. And then after this action is over, we'll reveal it. Used to gain 1 VP if you have fewer VP than any other player. It's a catch-up mechanic, or a catch-up device. And then just gain $5. Alright. So it's back to Caldari for 1 more action. They're going to claim, of course, because they want to make use of the minerals. Amar's probably going to do the same. I forgot to put the action on the move from last time. Oh, silly forgetful Amar. Amar will claim their system. Gallente will claim their system. They also forgot to put their action cube on there. Gotta pay attention to these things. Okay. And then back to Minmatar. I forgot to draw the asteroid token. See, the more I mess with the game, the more I can get used to the procedures and like not forget stuff. Aim excellent. Alright. What haven't we done yet? We did build, we did move. We could do the research action and just straight up get more options to work with. Or we can go to manufacture. I don't have enough to do that. Could trade. Perform up to 3 trade operations. Buy and sell resources. So that's what I'll do because we got some in material. Let's go ahead and see here. Is it buying or selling one thing or selling multiple things? Up to 3 options. Perform same operation more than once. Okay. So I'm selling one at a time here. Moon material and then moon material. So that'll get me $8. will put me up to 14. And then for the third, I'm going to buy something. We'll buy Morphite, I guess. We'll spend 5 to buy Morphite. Because it can be used to as the set of 3 for the research, the set of 3 for the event or mission. If we can build up enough of it, I can also get a victory point that way. It's entirely possible to buy your way to victory, but it is an absolute pain in the ass to do it. Alright, so those are the 3 trade actions. Now it's on to paying for actions. Caldari does not have the money to do it. Amara does, but is it a smart idea or not? $5 to extract. It's considering you only get to choose one system and gain all the material from. Well, all things considered. All things considered. $5 to effectively double up on this. Maybe. Because then with that material, let's start eventually get into medium hulls and start preparing for that. Okay. Well, or is there something that needs to be manufactured this turn? I don't think something needs to be manufactured this turn. That's Galente doesn't have the money. Minmatar does have the money. Is it worth the trouble, though? That is always the question is it worth the money of doing that action? Especially when there are limits on what could be done. They're exhausted. I can't move them anymore. Research. Do I really need to? I can always take the research action next turn after asteroid mining is taken care of. I don't think it's worth it. So let's go ahead and go. Everyone's going to pass. Let's go to upkeep. Everybody gets their stuff. Gets their action cubes back. We get okay. So early on, it's all about getting out, finding stuff, setting things up. Actually fighting, if you try to rush into fighting, you're just going to cause more trouble than for yourself than your opponents. Okay. Fleet exhausted tokens are removed. I still say this is probably the smartest approach. Build a third ship early, and then move that fleet together and start auto claiming your stuff. You could look at it with Discovery. Okay. Right, building a ship does not exhaust. Okay. Yeah. Since building a ship does not exhaust the area, that's entirely valid to just build a fleet and just go on a system claiming rampage. Alright. Mineral cards. So now we've got 1 Tritanium, 2 Pyrite, and Maxilon. This is technically supposed to start with the first player, but I'm working my way this way. Anyway. Pyrite, Maxilon, and Morphite. Just going to be a nice little advantage for Caldari there. 2 Maxilon and a Tritanium. And then 2 Maxilon. And this is the time to say, hey, did anyone get more than 12? If for whatever reason minerals are running low, then they're going to be dealt out one at a time to each player, based on how many they have. Alright. Minerals. Extract 1 material from each refinery. So, moon material here. And moon material there. And moon and planetary material here. Come on. Of course, I had to put the tray as far away from me as possible. And finally, planetary material here. Okay. Alright. Gain money. Anyone who's got a customs office gets an extra 2. So, Minmatar's up by 4. Caldari's up by 6. Amara's up by 4. Galante's up by 4. Okay. Research tokens. Nobody has the engineering complexes yet. So everyone's going to get 3. Will be 3 asteroid mining. 2 and 1. Or 3 onto upgraded customs office. Put 3 onto extracting crew. And then we'll split between lobbyist and tech breakthrough for Galete. Alright. So they've got a lot of research to reveal next round. All used developments are now unused. Raids happen if anybody got there. No one's hit domination yet. Past the first player token. So you're seeing how things are shaping up here. We've got an eventual fight happening pretty soon. Systems getting explored, developed. People are getting their... people are getting their research done to make use of that. Eventually, fights are just going to start happening. And when they do, it's going to get interesting. So yeah, that's the first 2 full rounds of the game. I'm probably going to keep messing with this off video and seeing how things progress and getting the rules down and all that. If you have any other strategic ideas or things you would like consider when playing, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Um, if you've already played the game at least once, let me know some observations of your own that are worth keeping in mind as well. And we'll see how many more games I can do in this format. I know there's a few I have in mind, but it'll be another playlist, another thing to do with my channel, because I'm always looking for things I can do in line with what I've already been doing, but differently. So covering the first few rounds of a game, it seems like a good idea, and I hope people like it. Thank you very much for watching. It's Pillar Nexus, the Ancient Gladiator. I'll see you next time.